Good afternoon, everybody. We are going to show you create a video here that will show you how to use Bandlab to create a Halloween-themed beat, 4 or more instruments, as well as a track that you make yourself with the drum beat called Scary Sounds. So without further ado, let's get busy. When you log into Bandlab, you always get this screen. Here's your feed. As people have pointed out, it's very similar to Instagram, where it goes. You could search for me or any of us here, really, I believe. So I'm going to go into here and click Create. Now, so far, we've used the piano to create songs that have been handed out in class with numbers. We've also used the drum machine here to create a drum beat to create some drum bits, and now we're going to look at down here Bandlab Sounds, which is a very, very powerful tool, and some teacher just messaged me, so I'm on my phone. I'm going to respond to that person when it comes up. We're going to look over here and look at all the beats you have: lo-fi, hip hop. Yeah, let's just see. Yes, I have a half dozen. Okay, so here we go. Lo-fi hip hop, manga beats, vintage soul, slow vinyl riffs. And any one of these things, if I click them, I'll click this one here now, will give you the ability to play the sound of what it plays like. But if you go to something called pack, you see this up top? They're all together in a pack. And as you can see here, if I click instrument, I have synthesizer and chords. I'm going to put the word up here. I'm going to search for it. Second, I'm going to go up here for the search button. I put Halloween. And what do I get? Count Tracula. Okay. That's great. So we can see from Count Tracula here that we have, I could tell you the kind of instruments. Just a second here. View all. Here we go, and I could sort by instrument. And we have bass, hi-hats, which is a drum cymbal, synthesizer, which is what bands play in the background, a bunch of different music, kick, which is a drum, a keyboard, and then a snare. So there's drums, bass, and everything else. So I'm going to pick one of each, okay? So I'm going to pick bass. I'm going to pull this over here. I'm going to pick the first one of each. I'm not looking for anything. As I always tell you, just answer yes to the thing that it asks you to do. I'm not smart enough to answer no to anything. And I'll pull it out to 12, which is 3 measures. I'm going to go into bass, and I'll go to hi-hat, and we're going to see what this looks like. And some of the things come like this. There's a little arrow here called loop. You can just about see it here. And if I drag it, I can drag this out. I'm going to go, the next one is synthesizer, and I'll take this one here. It really doesn't matter. The fact they're in a pack means they're somewhat coordinated. So no matter what, their timings are all the same. I'm going to go to kick, and we'll put this here. Drag this out, 4 measures. And with the last one here, keyboard, I think there's just one here. Okay, there's a few. I'll put this here, track beats. Again, I'm not even trying to figure out what it sounds like, although I could very easily in this case here, track beats here. It's okay. Those bells are Halloween. And finally, snare. And I'll play this one here. Try. So I can actually, okay, I'll do that one. That's kind of cool. And there we go. So let's see what this sounds like before we make our own little, track itself. Okay, I'm going to click up here. Now that's sufficiently clear to me. Okay, kind of like that. So I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to add one more track. Add track, instrument, and I'm going to go down to here and look at the various instruments. We've done this, but you can look at it more. Grand piano is the default if you don't make any choices. But let's look for special effects, and I'll see scary sound pad. And a pad looks something like this. You see this here? Okay. That's the door opening. Werewolf. Footsteps. Okay, great. So I am going to create, oh, I like that one. That's ghosts, I guess, that I can see. That is pretty cool. I'm going to make my own little track here. So how do we do this? I'm going to record this. I'm going to record this, and here we go. Footstep. The door. Just a second here. I'm going to respond to the teacher here, and you'll see here. I'll just say yes. Okay. There we go. I always respond to you or the teachers right away. And Jamila can come down, and I will respond, and I will say yes. I always put yes. And I just click yes, and that's it. We'll go right back. Especially since he says he's going to come down. Okay. Now here's something funny. I kind of blew it with that track by stopping because I was starting to record. So I recorded a bunch of nothing. So I'm going to go into here. And then this track here, I'm just going to select it. Just going to delete this track because I blew it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye track. Let's make another one. And again, after a while, you get the hang of this, okay? You realize nothing is forever. And I'm going to select that scary track again. And I'm going to go to special effects, scary sound here, okay? And what I'm going to do, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to bring this back to the beginning. Back to the beginning here, see that? And I'm going to start recording it. So here we go. You hear the other one, but here we go. Footstep, footstep, footstep. Door opens. Screen. Screen. Ghosts are all done. I'll give one. Close the door. Close the door. Back. There we go. Okay, so we've added our own little track. Let's see what this all sounds like. Okay. Come on in, Jamel. Just give me a second here. And here we go. I'm going to start. There's in the background, everything there, that's fine. I'm going to stop. And I'm going to publish it. And I'm going to say scary project. And that's really all you have to do for it. And one final thing I'm going to do while you're here. Just a second. I have Jamila here. Nice girl. And what I'm going to do here is also, since I created the project, I'm going to file, I'm going to download it, and I'm going to download Mixdown All. And then what happens, just a second, I was just finishing my meeting here. You see it'll come up, it'll combine all the tracks together. And so this will be a YouTube for people to work with. It'll be great. So you see it takes a minute here, and it'll give you a bunch of formats. It really doesn't matter. I always choose the second one here. I don't know why. It doesn't really make any difference. That way it's on my computer, and there it's on my downloads. So that's it. You've made your project. You can exit. from Scary Project. I'm going to post this to YouTube, and I want to thank you all. I'm going to stop my recording now, just a second. Look at more actions. Stop recording. And there we go.